Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make the gorgeous macaroni cheese, and as we know it in the Caribbean, macaroni pie. Friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Thompson and I'm a food and childcare entrepreneur. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. In my videos you'll find lots of relevant tips and topics on family and lifestyle, and some fantastic recipes for the whole family. So please like and subscribe, and if you already subscribed to my channel, thank you. So macaroni cheese is something that I cook on a regular basis when I'm entertaining, and it's something that a lot of my friends like. So I've decided to share my version of macaroni cheese with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my pasta to boil. It doesn't matter what pasta you use, what type. I like to use spaghetti or any type of really small pasta like that. What you want to do is you want to cook it for longer than what is recommended on the packet. So on this packet it said to cook for 9 minutes, but I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes because I want the pasta to be soft. So I'm going to add pasta. I'm going to add all of this in this pack. Okay, so we're going to add some more water, cover it a bit more, hot water, and allow it to cook for 15 minutes. So we're just going to cover it halfway and leave it to boil for 15 minutes. I'm leaving it like this because I don't want the water overflowing. If it's covered like that, it will overflow. So I'm going to leave it like that. So these are all the ingredients. We don't have a lot. It's a very simple recipe, and I'm sure you're going to like it. Right guys, so the pasta is boiled, and it's boiled nice and soft, exactly how I like it. And I'm now going to add all the ingredients. So the first one is the milk, because we don't want it to burn. We need some liquid on there. Because the cooker is on, it's on number 6, and this is an induction hob, and I've got it on number 6. And I do need the heat because I want it to melt some of the cheese when I put it in. And remember that macaroni pie, like we call it in the Caribbean, macaroni cheese in the UK, it's people make it differently. So some people make a cheese sauce before and then put the pasta in, but I do it differently. So I'm going to show you my method. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the milk. So that's 2 cups of milk. So that's 1 and 2. Okay. Just going to get that mixed up. Okay. Right. I'm just going to turn this cooker up to number 7 because I need it to get a bit hot. Okay, so I'm just mixing that in, and then I'm going to add some nutmeg. Okay, so there's some nutmeg, not too much, just a little to add a small bit of flavour. I'm just going to mix that in. And if you don't have nutmeg, don't worry about it. It will be absolutely fine without it. This just adds a really nice flavour. I'll mix that nutmeg in. Okay, I'm just going to turn it up to 9 just to get it really hot, and then I'll turn it back down again. Let's add some salt and pepper while we wait for it to get hot. Add some pepper. And now some salt. But remember, cheese is very salty. And when we boil the pasta, we also use salt, although we've rinsed it out under the tap. So again, just be careful, don't add too much. You can always taste it at the end to see if it needs any more. Just getting a bit hotter now. So now we can start adding our other ingredients. So we've got 1 medium-sized carrot, and I've grated that. Let me just put that in. Right, and our next ingredient is half of a red pepper and half of a green pepper, and I've grated that as well. Just mix that in. Okay, and now for our onion, and that's half of a small onion. So that's our onions. We'll just mix that up. Now this is starting to get hot, exactly how we want it. Okay, so our next ingredient, garlic. Just 1 clove. I'm going to grate that as well. Right, so now that's boiling, I'm going to turn it down because I don't want it to be piping hot and I don't want it to be boiling, because if you put the cheese in it, the cheese will go hard. So we're just going to turn it down now that we've achieved that temperature. Turn it down to about 6. And we're now going to add 2 eggs. Just crack them in like that. Okay, so that's the eggs. And while I'm here, I'll add some butter. So I'll add 1 big tablespoon full of butter. And then we'll mix that in. And the eggs is what's going to help to keep it together and stop it from falling apart. Alright, so we've got our eggs in and time to add some cheese. So I'm going to add 525 grams of cheese. Still got more to add. I'm going to mix this bit in first and then I'll add a bit more. And when I'm doing this mixture, I always prefer the pasta to be hot because it melts the cheese slowly and makes it really nice and creamy. But you must not have it too high when you put the cheese in, because the cheese will go really hard and will curdle. Right, so I'm going to put more cheese in. Okay, your cheese really is your key ingredient, and you want to make sure you put enough of it. And you want to put enough milk as well, because you don't want it to be too dry. For all my vegan viewers, stay tuned, because I will be uploading a vegan version of this as well. Okay, that looks really nice and creamy. It's lovely and soft. So I'm just going to taste it now. And provided it's got enough salt, we can then get it ready for baking. So let's taste it. That's delicious. I need to get another. How many times have I tasted this? And for the third time, I just need to try and taste the middle bit. Ooh. That's really delicious. Right. So I'm now going to grease my baking dish. Right, so I'm going to grease these. And this is to prevent it from sticking. Right, so we're just going to dish these up for baking. Right, so I'm going to pour this in that bit. So the last step before we put it in the oven is to sprinkle some cheese on top, and that will give it a really lovely golden colour, and that's when we know it's finished. So this wouldn't take a long time to cook because the pasta is already cooked, so we really just want it to bake until it's golden brown at the top. So this grated cheese is not included in the 525 grams that I mentioned earlier. This is in addition to that. It's a very cheesy dish indeed. I think we're done here. I'm just going to tidy up the edges and we'll get these baking. I've got the oven on now on 235 degrees Celsius, and so I've preheated it. So I'm just going to stick these in now. So I'm not going to leave it on 235, so that I've put it that high just to get the oven heated up very quickly. So I'm going to turn it down to 200. Okay, so they're in the oven now, and I'm going to leave them now for about 20 minutes, and I'll check on them to see if they've got to the colour that we want them to be. And if they have, we'll be completely finished. And if we need them to take a bit more colour, it might just be like an extra 5 minutes and we'll be done. So I've taken one out of the oven to have a look at what it looks like after 20 minutes. And that's just to show you guys, that's what it looks like. It's got a really lovely brown colour. I'm going to put it back in for about an extra, just a couple of minutes, just so it can just go a little bit more brown. Oh, lovely, just look at that. Stunning, just beautiful. And it smells great too. So here we have it, guys, our lovely mac and cheese, or as we call it in the Caribbean, macaroni pie. Just going to leave it to stand for about 15 minutes and then we'll cut them. And that's it, guys, we've allowed this to cool, and I'm just going to garnish them with some parsley, just a sprinkle. So that's exactly how I expect it to taste. Really crispy at the top, it's really lovely and soft and cheesy. Lots of great taste. So please try out my recipe and connect with me down below and let me know what you think. And I'd love to hear from you if you make your macaroni and cheese any different to how I do it. I know there are lots of different recipes out there, so it would be lovely to hear from you. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other socials. And please check out my other videos on food, family and lifestyle. Thank you for watching. See you next time.